Today in the studio, folks, like every other day, I've got a real treat for you. Carlos Mencía in the house.
You sound amazing. Your voice is so awesome.
Well, I appreciate that.
No, because
I should get you some headphones. It sounds real good when we got the cans on.
Right? I wish, like everybody thinks they have a nice voice, but when you're a performer, you legit get to hear yourself. Oh, I sound nasally. I sound like some old woman in some sitcom going, oh, yeah. It just sounds, it's horrible. You sound great.
Well, I can train you with that.
No, you can't. I can't, man.
So, folks, if you guys don't know Carlos Mencía, you must be young as hell, and I'm surprised you're listening to my podcast. So everybody else, everybody else probably already knows who you are. I remember, like back in the day, when I say back in the day, it could have been 2 years ago, but it seems like forever.
Let's see. How long?
I don't know. Weren't you like, I saw you everywhere. It was Carlos Mencía. It's like, fuck Carlos Mencía, Mind of Mencia. You were everywhere.
That was between 04 and like 04 and 09, 04 and 08. Did a couple things after that, but since 2010-ish, I've kind of stayed away from the limelight. No, I didn't stop touring.
Why though?
Because I am legitimately the first person that the internet ever tried to cancel. You can literally go and look at the algorithms and see like the hate that was put toward me at that moment. And when all that happened,
what for though?
It took me back. You see, that was what I wanted to figure out. Right? I knew that them accusing me of joke stealing wasn't it, but I also understood when all these comedians, when asked, immediately want to go to a negative place. There's something I'm doing to piss them off. There's something that I'm doing to them that they immediately are like, oh, I can take a big shit on Carlos? Yes, please. I would love to. And let me wipe myself on his hands and legs and face. I mean, it's legit how it felt. And what I wanted to do was figure out what it was about me that was eliciting this response, and also how I wanted to deal with it. And I chose not to take the high road, but here's what I found out. When I was a kid, I grew up in the projects. When you live in the projects, and we left our little neighborhood, right, and went to go see a movie.
Is this in Honduras or is this the United States?
No, here in East LA. So in East LA, I came here when I was really young. I moved back there a little older, but when I was here, early teens, 12-ish, even earlier than that. But
and where was it?
It was in East LA. Montevilla Project.
Is that the barrio?
The barrio, bro. Right next to East LA College.
Latin-based area?
Pretty much. Except there was always a family from some part of the world. The difference was they transitioned quickly. So like a Chinese family came in and they were there for a few months and then moved out of the projects. The Pakistani family came in 6 months, moved out of the projects. The difference was like the Mexicans family would move in. Dude, they would stay there forever. There was no kind of step up and moving on and graduating.
Dude, that's surprising too, because I think the Latinos are the hardest working motherfuckers on earth.
Yeah, but it's what my father says. We work hard, not smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but usually isn't hard work all you need to climb out the rat race?
Yeah, but no, because see, there's difference.
He already said, folks. He said no. That's true. That is true.
Here's what it is. Like all my Asian friends who are immigrants, they came together as a family, worked as a family, pooled their money as a family, bought a liquor store as a family, ran it as a family. Some of them did the donut thing later on in life. My Hmong friends that came from that part, they went to that route. What I saw from my people was work. Hey, there's a place over here where you can pay rent based on how much money you make. What? I could pay $100 for a 3-bedroom? We're staying here forever. And that was that attitude. So it was different. But when I was growing up and I went somewhere and somebody asked me, hey, where you from, Mons? Where you from? I said, I think I know you. The way I answered that question could have got me stabbed, hugged, beat, or shot.
What'd you say?
What I did was, and this is what I found out.
Hopefully you didn't say Serenios 13.
I created a face that nobody ever asked me the question. Nobody ever asked me. I learned that, and I'm not a big guy, I'm not anything, but when I would go places, I don't do it anymore because I'm very conscious of it. But when I would go into a room, people would say in their own heads, like, "Hey, don't mess with that guy. Something wrong with him. He's weird. I don't like him. He'll kill you if you beat him, he'll kill you." That kind of an attitude. And it helped me survive. It helped me get out of the ghetto.
When did you get out of the ghetto?
I got out when I was 19 years old and I started doing comedy. I got out.
Is that what got you out, comedy?
No, I was going to school and I was degree in electrical engineering, and I didn't go to 7th, 8th, or 9th grade, so I got skipped from the 7th grade to the 10th grade.
How, why? So smart?
I was just really, really, my parents just said, "Hey, get educated, be smart. This is the only way." My father was basically the man who said, there is no way that they can take away your intelligence and knowledge. Everything else they can take away, but even racism can't take that away. So that's why I just busted my ass and went to college. Here's the irony of it. So in the 7th grade, I take all these tests. They're like, he's advanced. He should go to the 10th grade. After my parents told me to do this, right? Work hard, get it. And then my dad goes, "I'm not going to send you to high school with all these cholo gangbangers. They're going to influence you. No, go to Honduras and learn how to run a farm." So literally for the 3 years that I should have been going to 7th, 8th, and 9th grades, I went to Honduras to learn how to be a farmer. For those 3 years. That's what I did. Didn't go to school, didn't do anything, just learned how to milk cows, how to run a farm, how to do the dairy, how to make cheese. And I hated my parents. Hated them. Could you imagine a kid that comes here at 7 months old, is given this life, and then all of a sudden, I get to a place where I'm like, "Where's the bathroom?" "Well, just anywhere." "What do you mean anywhere?" And then they just point to the woods. "Yeah. Where's the toilet paper?" "Look down, the leaves." Dude, my butthole growing up was a force to be reckoned with because of what I had to wipe myself with growing up in Honduras for those years. But it taught me a sense of humility that I never lost, because I can always go back to those poor people that I grew up with and was always around. And they were always the kindest, coolest, nicest people I'd ever met. And so they were the ones that led me to, I think that without them, had I just been here when all the negative stuff came, I would have fought it. I would have went online and said, "No, let me tell you," and these people, but I think that the humility of the people that I grew up with led me to a different place. And it led me on a journey that's taken me a decade to come around full circle.
More than that.
More than that. So
because I don't remember when it was, but I remember you being everywhere.
Right.
And the main thing I remember is Mind of Mencia. Like, wasn't that your own show or something?
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So you were everywhere.
Yep.
I wasn't real big into comedy, so it wasn't. I didn't watch you a lot, but I remember you for damn sure.
Right.
Everybody, I'm sure, remembers you for damn sure. Then my question is, how'd you get there? First of all, now we'll talk about how do you.
That was easy. That was just hard work.
Yeah, but what did you do?
So I'm lucky because I started doing stand-up when I was 20. And
is it hard? Is it difficult?
No, not for me.
I agree, because someone dared me to do it, and I did a stand-up bit down here. I'll show you the video after we're done. Was it hard for you?
No. It was, there you go.
I want you to critique it, though.
I will, but here's the thing for me. I always thought that way. My brain has always seen the world from a, what is wrong with you perspective. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, here's an example. Growing up, I always wanted to say to a gangbanger as a kid, like as an 8-year-old, "Hey, you guys sit around and talk shit about white people all the time. Why do you only shoot Mexicans? I don't understand that. I don't understand I don't want you to shoot anybody. But if you hate A and you love B, but you only shoot B, you're stupid. Shoot A. Go shoot A."
You better not say that now.
Right, but you can't say that.
You'll get canceled.
Couldn't say that yesterday, when I was a kid. Now I can say it. Now I can go online and I can say anything and I can talk about those things.
You think that's true, or is it worse now?
With the gangman?
No, like anything.
Oh, no.
Like basically what you just said is, "Hey, dudes, why don't you guys shoot the white people?"
Well, if you hate white people, dude, I legitimately did a joke that I kind of meant, because my jokes, they always come from truth. I at least have respect for the KKK and racists. You know why? They at least tell you to your fucking face that they hate you. They don't hide it. They don't pretend to bring you donuts.
That's true.
They don't pretend to bring you a bun cake and then go back and go, oh man, these are the kind of people they are. No, they don't. You know what? The minute you get to the neighborhood, you look up and see a Confederate flag and you know, and then you're like, well, maybe they're just from the South. But then they come out and say something to you or whatever it is. I respect that. And you know what? They kill people they hate. I respect that. No, I don't respect somebody who goes, I hate white people. White people are the reason we're here. White people are the reason I can go to college. White people are the reason. Hey, Pedro, Raul, Julio, I'm gonna fucking shoot you later. Like that makes no sense to me. And there is one place in the world where I can talk about this. Well, just one on stage. And that's why I love it. And I'll never let it go.
Is this part of your show now?
It will be.
Are you making jokes?
No, I'm not making jokes. But see, that's why I'm telling you that my brain, it already was formatted that way. So this is how I think. And it's so easy to just translate to the stage.
So you're 19 living in the ghetto.
Living in the barrio. So, but it was nice. It was a nice neighborhood.
But didn't you have to start doing comedy clubs or something?
Started doing comedy clubs. But here's the thing. I got discovered by Mitzi Shore literally a couple of months into doing stand-up. So I think I started doing stand-up in March of 88. And she discovered me in May of 88.
At another club or her club?
At the Comedy Store.
See, how do you even get to do it there?
So I called in and I knew that she was into different. So all I said was, and my birth name isn't Carlos, it's Ned. So my birth name is Ned Arnel Mencía. So I called in and I said, my name is Ned Mencia and I'm from Honduras. And they go, you're from where? I go, Honduras. So I knew that she was going to go through that and see a guy from Honduras. And she was going to say, I want to see this guy. I've never seen anybody from Honduras before. Not for any other reason than she's just a very curious human being.
Were you hanging out with comedians?
Oh no, I got a job there. So the minute she passed me, she's like, and you're going to be my gopher. I was like, okay. Then I ran to somebody like, what's a gopher? And I worked for her during the day, running errands and doing whatever needed to be done. And then at night, I would work as the doorman in the original room on the weekdays and the weekends in the main room. And whoever didn't show up on time for a set, I would get popped in. So even if I didn't have a spot, I got to do about 425 shows on average a year starting out. So think about the advantage that is.
Huge.
As opposed to some kid from, Yuma who might have more talent than me, but he gets to do 2 comedy shows a week at best. With
9 people in the audience.
There you go. I got
no video cameras.
Yeah, I got to live in that great world. My problem was that I didn't know what comedy was growing up. So I learned comedy at the Comedy Store, which is great. The problem is the people that I emulated were not stars that let it go a long time ago. I wasn't going, ooh, Freddie Prinze was my guy. Ooh, George Carlin was my guy. I was like, hey, Fred Greenlee does a great joke about that. Steve Callahan does an amazing joke about that. Charles Cozart, the way you stay in character. So when I emulated, I didn't emulate Richard Pryor's, first album from back in the day. And you're watching me going, oh, he's a young kid doing Richard Pryor. People would go like, where is this kid? He's all over the place. And it's because my influences were them. But then I'd get off stage and they're like, dude, you can't be me on stage. And I'm like, I know, I'm just influenced by you. You're amazing. You're funny. And it took me about 5 years to kind of shed that. But within that context, it was different because I got...
Is that what got you big?
A lot of shit. What was that?
That must not have been what got you big.
No, what got me big was I just don't care. And I make people laugh. I just... Who
was the show with?
Perform, Mind of Mencia?
Yeah.
That was just me.
I know, but wasn't it on TV or something?
It was on Comedy Central.
Comedy Central did it. But that was, man. So... At the time, Chappelle show, number one show.
on all of cable. I get a phone call
Probably
from Comedy
still would
Central.
be, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't he the GOAT of comedians?
Oh, yeah. But listen, so it still hurts to this day. I get a phone call. They say, we have 2 things to tell you. I said, tell me both. Number 1, we're picking up your show. You're going to have a show on Comedy Central. I said, there's something better than that? They're like, yeah, we want you to be a companion show to the Chappelle show. Because you're urban, he's urban, you're Latino, but he's black. We want you 2 to put an hour. We're going to make this the hour of cable. I literally almost masturbated in front of them right there. I mean, it was that amazing of a moment. And then that was the year that he didn't come back. So in mid-production of our show, I hear he's not coming back right now. We're not sure. So as of now, we're just going to see where we put you. And that's when I began to feel things and hear things that were just didn't make sense to me.
Like?
Who the fuck is this guy replacing Chappelle? Fuck this guy. Who is this? Who? Wait a minute. We want Chappelle. And I'm going, no. I'm supposed to be on with him. This show has been in production for over a year. I want him back. I'm not a replacement. I'm a companion piece.
Who were those people?
Just the internet. The internet at its infancy. The internet at its baby steps. It was the Facebook internet where it was still kind of lovey and friendshipy, but there was an undercurrent. They just didn't have Twitter. They didn't have all of the avenues that they have now to be spiteful and spew their stuff.
So you're saying people were saying, who the fuck is this guy?
Yes.
We want Chappelle.
Yes. And it started like an anti-Carlos thing. Right? That's when it started.
It might have felt that way, but I doubt that's what it was.
Oh, it felt that way.
Why an anti-Carlos thing?
It was an anti-Carlos because it wasn't just we miss Chappelle. It was get this asshole off. He's not Chappelle. It wasn't just. It was attached, intertwined with stopping me from doing what I do. And then comparisons came, which we literally had mandates to not do anything that Chappelle would do. So if you watch the first few seasons of 2 seasons of Mind of Mencia, we didn't do a lot of jokes about African-American culture, black stuff that was happening. We did none of that stuff because he might come back and that's his lane. So we stayed out of that lane. So it affected the show very, very much.
That was 2004?
2004. Yeah, when it started.
Now, you were not being accused of stealing jokes at this particular time.
No, but it started with that. It started with he stole that spot from Chappelle. Then it turned into his name isn't Carlos, it's Ned. Then it's he's not Mexican, he's German. And then
this is the internet?
Yeah, all of these attacks that just started coming at me, and I was like, whoa. And as even you know, because you did it, you did what everybody does when, we're doing an interview out of respect. Is there anything that I can't talk about? There has never been a time where I have shied away from answering or talking about any subject whatsoever, period, end of story. So I always wanted to talk about this stuff. I just didn't understand that. Like, think about this. We're talking about shit that happened 2006.
Yeah, dude.
2006. And right now, I promise you that whenever this goes out, somebody's going to say to you, why'd you have that piece of shit on your show? He's a fucking joke thief. 16 years later.
Yeah, but do you know what? I think.
No, I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Yes, you seem like you do care a lot.
No. I don't. I'm through it. No. I'm through it.
It doesn't look like it.
Oh, no. I'm just inspired like this all the time. This is me all the time.
Well, it seems like you're still fucking burnt about all that.
Oh, no. I let that go, man.
Now,
I just find it interesting. Like, I think it's interesting for somebody like you. And because there's something that I don't have an answer to.
What is it? I got answers for everything.
Okay. What is the answer as to why the hate didn't just dissipate?
Well, because you focused. Because you focused on it.
No.
Yes, you did. That's all you've been focusing on for 16 years.
No.
There was love too, bro, or you wouldn't have had your own fucking show.
Yeah.
So there was love.
Yeah.
And there was hate, but you were worried about the hate instead of the love.
No. Not worried about it.
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I got you. Let me tell you what it is that you're seeing, or that you saw, or that what it was.
I just here's what I saw. I saw this dude named Carlos Mencia rise up, and then I don't really remember what happened, but like you didn't keep having specials. I didn't see you all over forever.
But I actually recently also found out that there are producers, that there were people that asked, I want Carlos to be in this project.
Yeah, but my point is at some point in time, you went like in hiding, or you said, fuck this. And you said, I'm done for a while. Cause you kind of disappeared for a minute, didn't you?
It feels like that. But when Hollywood doesn't want to work with you,
But Hollywood's not the internet, are they?
Right? No, but see, the internet was the place.
Do you think when Joe Rogan
the internet is the place for me not anymore, but the internet was the place where it fermented. And here's the thing.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, it's just going to keep growing. Point I was making
beautiful.
with that. Yeah, but Carlos, listen, point I'm making with that is some people focus on the hate. Some people focus on the love. And the crazy part is you're going to get both no matter who the fuck you are, whether you're Mexican or black or white, you're going to get hate no matter what. Like, dude, you're going to get hate. But most people, they'll focus and react up because of the hate. Like, what the fuck? Why me? And then all of a sudden it starts to change who they were.
Right.
And that's what literally causes it. It's not the hate that caused it. It was the focusing on the hate.
Correct. No, it's not that. The difference for me is this. I don't care about the comments. Like it doesn't bother me.
Well, that's what I want to dig into.
It sucks. You hate. That's it. That's not the problem.
I know, but eventually,
what bothers me?
What?
What bothers me, or what bothered me, was hearing somebody say, I wanted you to be in this movie, but the producers were like, nah, we don't want to give that guy an opportunity because of what we hear on the internet. That's real.
Did you piss off the Jewish community?
You know what's funny, dude? I can't tell you one person that actually did that, but they called me to apologize later. They called me and said, listen, I stopped you from being on a show that I was on. I'm sorry. And now, I believed all that stuff. And, now that he feels a different way about Rogan than he did before. And he goes, now that I see all this stuff and conspiracy, and I see it and you from a different place, and I'm sorry. When you hear that, it's not just hate. Do you see what I'm saying? When I see.
That's still just hate, bro.
But it's money hate now.
Well, it might be powerful hate,
but that's different.
You're damn right it is.
That's way different.
That's why, for example, in my opinion,
way different.
In my opinion, if you talk shit or say anything bad about the Jewish community,
right,
dude, Hollywood's run by the Jewish community.
Sure.
So like that would be a stupid move to talk about Jews in a negative light if my goal is to be in Hollywood. I mean, I think it's dumb no matter what, but if my goal's in Hollywood, I'm definitely not doing it.
Right.
So that kind of powerful hate could definitely ruin a career.
Right.
So, but let's go back, because I'm trying to figure out, you were popular for a second. No one was mad at you. Nobody was hating on you, or you wouldn't have had all this fanfare. Everybody must have been liking you. You must have been on shows being funny as fuck.
Right.
And everyone's like, hey, let's give this guy some more stage space.
What happens to everybody?
Hold on. You got to a level, which means there was no hate. And if there were, you weren't paying attention. You weren't paying attention to it.
There was, but it wasn't affecting me.
Exactly.
It wasn't affecting my business.
That's because you weren't paying attention to it. But
correct.
Boom, you got to a point, and then at some point it went back down. Now, what point was it? Was it when Joe Rogan got on stage and yelled at you or something, or was it after that?
It was
Did Joe Rogan
slowly deteriorating thing. And like the bomb was that video that went on YouTube.
Well, first of all, let me ask you a question. Do you talk to Joe Rogan or no? You guys enemies?
No, I have nothing. I've never had anything bad to say about the guy.
Okay, because again, I mean, I don't know Joe, and I don't know you, but but in my mind, did Joe Rogan cause that shit to start happening? Yes. Was it Joe Rogan who did it?
Yes.
Oh, Joe, and he wasn't even powerful then.
But
Joe Rogan back then wasn't powerful at all.
Well, but it didn't just stay there.
No, I know he stirred it up.
Right. And it didn't just stay in that moment in time. It keeps going and going and going. And the legend grows and grows and grows and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. But out of curiosity, like when he said that, like in the moment, I can understand, like, fuck you, but after a while it's like, okay, yeah, I fucking borrowed a joke, or I told a joke that someone else told. Like, I'll tell you, in my skit, I'm talking about balls, right? How balls,
right?
It's supposed to mean you have courage,
right?
Now, how can balls mean you have courage when they're just dangling there, hoping not to get fucking bumped,
right? And they're the most sensitive part of your body.
They're the opposite,
right?
Now, I said we should make something else that means courage, like even an elbow. Like an elbow is fucking tough. Like, dude, look at the elbow on that guy.
The predominant joke of what you're talking about would be a pussy.
Right. Well, so
which is the opposite.
I know, but I said elbow at first. Right. And then I even said the vagina is way more durable.
Exactly.
Now someone said, that's so-and-so's joke.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Well, I've never heard the fucking joke. You don't think two people could think the same goddamn shit? Now, was that what happened? Or were you actually listening to a guy that did a great joke and you took his joke and did it?
God, I wish. I wish that was the case.
And by the way, even if you did.
No, I tell you, I wish it was, because then I'd actually know why they were pissed.
But even if you did, why wouldn't you just like tell people like, fuck you?
Well, no, because there's an integrity that comes with what we do. And, it takes a long time to get good at what we do. And when somebody busts their ass and takes, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years to create something amazing, and then you just see it and then take it. Well, yeah, because if you think of iconic comedians, you don't remember all their jokes. You remember, like, if you saw Raw or Delirious,
I did.
You won't remember all of it.
No,
but there are certain ones that hit you, and that's what you're gonna remember.
When I bend over, Norton, start fucking.
You see what I'm saying?
That's the only one I remember.
But see what I'm saying? So that is something that affected you. Had somebody else seen him doing that at a comedy club, and all of a sudden they do it before he does, that is, that is just way out of bounds. So is that what Joe was accusing you of doing? Well, Joe did something that had never really been done before, which is, in our industry, the way it works is, you stole a joke from me. That's what I believe. I'm going to walk up to you and go, hey, bro, that's my joke. That's the way it used to be. Joe never accused me of stealing his jokes. It wasn't like Joe said, that's my joke. He literally just said, this guy takes other people's jokes. It had nothing to do with him personally.
Yeah. So right there at that minute, why didn't you just either were you doing it?
No.
You weren't doing it?
No.
Is Joe the only one, by the way? Because I haven't researched or anything, but is Joe the only one accusing you? Because you made it sound like a lot of people were accusing you.
No. Every comedian pretty much that was asked, pretty much at that time, said, yeah, I believe that. Or, yeah, he does. Or something like that. No actual, well, what joke? Nothing like that. Just, yeah, he did. And that's when I had to go, oh, shit, I have a problem. And it's not about joke stealing. It's about people's perception of me. Why is it like that? What is it that I'm doing that these guys want to say those things about me? So I had to look inside to see what that was. And that's
did you find it?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think it was?
That attitude that I talked to you about earlier of people being aggressive. Like when I started talking to comedians, I started hearing stories like that. But what tipped it for me was, I have a really good friend, and my really good friend about a year and a half ago goes, dude, you hurt people's feelings and you don't even know it. You just don't know. You don't know you're a dick sometimes. And I'm like, but I'm not. Like, I don't ever think I want to hurt people, ever. What did I do to you? And so he says, okay, I've been holding this in. And this is this weird moment where my good friend goes, I've been holding this in for 20 years. And I literally like went, oh, fuck, what is this? So the story is, I bought him an Xbox about 20 years ago when Xboxes first came out. There was really no internet. So if you bought somebody an Xbox, and it only came with one controller, and you didn't get them an extra controller, you're an asshole. Because you know what's going to happen. They're going to open it up. They're going to go, here's a game, put it in, let's play. Oh, there's only one controller. So you got to get a second controller. So I got the Xbox and the second controller. I'm trying to figure out how to pack it, how to put it together, how to make it a present and it not look like something like that. Couldn't do it. Brilliant idea. Gag gift. So everybody opens their presents. My best friend opened his present. It's a controller for an Xbox. I waited until he got in his car at the end of the night, about 3 o'clock in the morning, ran outside and said, bro, kidding, JK, here's your gift. That's the way I saw it. The way he saw it was funny for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then right after that, it just got more and more humiliating. More and more humiliating.
That you gave him a remote?
No. That I gave him a remote and that I'm his best friend and everybody else got these great gifts, comparatively speaking, and he got that one. And I said to him, but by the end of the night, I took it out there. He goes, yeah, it didn't matter. At that point, I was hurt.
Dude, it sounds like where is this guy now?
He is running the comedy department at one of the biggest agencies in Hollywood.
See, now maybe that.
No, bro. See, that's my change. I get what you're about to say and I get what you're feeling and I understand it.
Because if someone did that to me and I got all butt hurt.
Here's what I didn't understand. And I was able to see this time. I just saw his pain. I literally only saw his pain and I felt his pain. I felt that he just wanted my love and attention and I didn't give it to him. And it doesn't matter that it's logical or not. Those are feelings.
I know, but like, dude, if I hung around people like that, I would get rid of them. Like if you don't fucking laugh when I'm joking with you and you're that sensitive that you're going to get all butthurt because I made it funny to give you a fucking joke.
What would you do?
I'd say, dude, me and you ain't friends. Go. I'm a funny guy.
But what if all of your friends are telling you, I got stories like that?
Well, then I'd find new friends.
What if I'm telling you, it was me for whatever reason it is. I have this attitude because I'm confident. And that confidence, dude, is rubbing, it rubs people the wrong way, man.
But what are you saying?
Nobody
liked you?
It's not that they didn't like me.
I know, but is that what you're saying?
There's a mixture of intimidation. There's a mixture of
but everybody,
what I do. There's a mixture
Carlos,
except for my family.
Everybody?
No. But you know what? And just when I think no, from back in the day, I get a yeah.
Okay, so let me just break it down to you.
Shit.
Hey, this is going to be like a therapy session.
It is a therapy session.
Dude, everyone didn't hate you.
Oh, I don't think they hated me.
That's what you just said. Everyone's out to get you.
I think I hurt their feelings.
You may have. Who cares?
And because I hurt their feelings, they lashed out.
I know, but who cares?
Do I think that they hated me? No.
Why do you care so much now?
I don't care. What I care about is that it dropped my business. What I care about is that producers didn't want to work with me. What I care about is my fans coming up to me and going, bro, I wanted to see you last time. I invited my friends, but they didn't want to come and they got up my ass about it. And so
because they liked you still?
Because they loved me. But it was always like, okay, come to see my show. And I guarantee you, I will bet you all the money in the world that at the end, if you're just hanging out with me, we're going to hear this a few times at the end of the show when I take pictures. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, bro. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them all, Carlos. I love you. Now, that tells you that I didn't tell this person that shit is important to me or it means anything to me. What they're saying is, I'm going to tell you I love you through all the people that are telling me I shouldn't.
Yeah.
And when you're a mathematician, when you're a numbers guy, it's not about the feelings. It's about fucking how many people did you have to go through?
See? You're focusing. That's focusing.
But
he ain't gonna co-sign for me.
But
that's focusing,
it's
Carlos.
Not focusing on the negative. No, it's focusing on how do I overcome it.
Dude, listen.
But no.
Listen, people ask me all the time, what do you do with all the haters on your page?
Different.
I said, I don't really have any haters on my page.
It's different.
And they're like, yes, you do. Nope. Look at this comment. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I didn't even see that comment. Like, and then I'd say something funny to the guy and it'd be out of my head. Different. Why? Because I don't focus on the hate. I'm looking for the love.
Different.
I think you should start that.
I am all about the love, bro. I don't talk about the negative stuff. I don't bring up the negative stuff. And
Dude,
I don't
what are you
think it's
talking
negative.
about? We're talking about it now.
But we're talking about it in the past. I don't feel that way now. I don't.
Well, I want to get to where we're at now with you.
Where I'm at now is...
But what I wanted to get...
I'm so well with where I'm at that, like, what I'm doing right now, doing this live, doing this Instagram live, I wouldn't have done it 5 years ago.
What's up, Mencía fans?
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Because...
Dropping bizzles. Okay?
I would have been...
They're going to hate me for interviewing you?
No, dude.
Is the whole world going to come down on me?
Anybody. I don't hate anybody.
Am I going to get a text from Joe Rogan fans saying, quit talking to that fucking loser?
That you will get.
Okay.
That you will get.
And you know what?
You know what? Here's how you know
I won't even notice it.
Good for you. And I wish that there was a point in my life back then where I could ignore it. And there are times when I did ignore it for long periods of time. But it came to me in my face.
Well, I think if you go back.
So when you ignore it and you get told, hey, blank and blank doesn't want to do a special with you.
Oh, dude, it sucks. I know.
Because of that. It's not that it sucks. It's not that. It's a problem to fix. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, of course it is.
It's so in focusing,
especially if it's your behavior that constantly, like, in other words, if there's Carlos, if there's a problem everywhere you go, you're the problem.
I agree.
Right.
But that's why, that's why I went into introspective mode, because I agree 100% with you.
But what was the problem?
If you were the problem, I rubbed people the wrong way. They thought I was aggressive. They thought I was arrogant.
What did you do to correct that?
I bumped them like no comedian bumped them. I went on stage and did long. I did a lot of things.
Did long? What's that mean?
Going on longer. Like, okay, so when I started
so you
doing
cut into
comedy,
people's time.
But wait, here's how. Yes, I did. But wait.
So you were like a comedy bully.
No. See, here's the thing. I came in at a time when the guard changed. So the way it worked when I started doing stand-up is this guy got a TV show. Roseanne Barber got a TV show. She can come in here and go on stage at any time she wants and do as long as she wants. I cannot tell you how many times I went on stage at the Comedy Store at 1:30 in the morning in front of 5 drunk people after Andrew Dice Clay and Eddie Griffin had done about an hour and 10 minutes each on what's supposed to be a 15-minute set. Now, here's the difference. You know what I did back in those days? I went, I can't wait to get a TV show, to get my movies, so I can do that, because that's what I want to do. And when the time came in 2005, 4, when I got Mind of Mencia, and I could go to the Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory, the Improv on Melrose, pump in, and Carlos Mencia's here. Do you want to see him? Hell yeah, I did it. Fuck yeah, I did it. And I did it without even seeing the sad faces in the background of the comedians that I bumped. Or as I found out now. Do you think
that was a fault?
Well, here's what I found out. And like I said,
in retrospect,
huge.
In retrospect, do you think,
yes,
do you wish you would have considered their feelings?
No, I wish I would have understood that
they had that kind of power.
No, there's a movie. It's Hoffa, right? With Nicholson.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie?
Sure.
So it's the part of the movie where he goes, how'd you change your mind? You don't want to know. But I do want to know. You don't want to know. Oh, I'm not a big enough friend to tell you, so you don't want to tell me? And then he tells him. And then the guy walks away and Danny DeVito goes, why'd you tell him? You know you shouldn't have told him.
Now you got to kill him.
You shouldn't have said shit to that guy. Why did you do it? And he said, punch a man, you get over it. You slight a man, and they will go to their fucking graves hating you because it's not real. It's not a punch to the face that you can forgive. It's a feeling that they have that they got slighted. So I wish I'd known that.
So if you were teaching a lesson right now to the Bomb Squad, if you were teaching them a lesson, don't slide people. Is that what you're saying?
You can be yourself. Just understand that it has consequences. You know what I mean? And that if you do it to everybody, you know, if I had bumped one comedian I think the others would have been like, nah, he's cool. He's never done that to me. You know,
so when so again, it sounds like again from your perspective, because I'm sure if I talk to everybody else, they'd have their perspective.
Sure,
but from your telling the story, everybody was just a big sensitive bitch.
No, I'm not saying that. That's what I would have said 10 years ago.
Yeah, because like, dude, if I'm a comedian,
that's what I would have said 10 years ago.
I know, but watch, if I'm a comedian and a bigger comedian is on stage in front of me,
sure,
I would be thankful when they're done that I got to go out at all.
I agree.
And in fact,
I agree.
I would love it because if I can make you laugh after that guy just ripped up for an hour, I'm even better.
You're a different generation, bro.
I know, but see, so like I would not be butthurt that you didn't give me my time when I was supposed to go on. And by the way, I speak all over.
Sure.
They'll pay me 50 G's just go talk for an hour.
Yeah, but that's sometimes why you get the big bucks.
I know, but listen, sometimes I show up and I'm supposed to be talking at 3:00.
Right.
Well, guess what? It's fucking 3:30 and this person in front of me still running his gums.
Right.
I don't care. Like,
but
dude, I'm there. I know, but I don't care. Like, dude, you gave me 50 G's. Don't understand. Give me an hour in the morning. Give me an hour at night. I don't really care when I talk as long as you want me to talk. And by the way, if you decide you don't want me to talk, I'll go home.
Bro, you don't understand comedians. You don't get us.
I think I am a comedian.
The most sensitive human beings you could possibly.
That's what it sounds like.
How we can go up on stage and say the shit that we say about the people that we say it, and then not be able to take a joke. That is unbelievable. And look, I don't care anymore.
Do you regret it?
Millions of dollars because
yes,
of
you
it.
did. Now the question is,
that's what's real.
Do you
and
regret it?
Did that piss me off and did I have to go through it? Fuck yeah.
You know what you almost sound like, Carlos? I gotta be honest.
Do you know what I have in my brain, bro? I have plots.
You should say mind. It's the mind of Mencia.
Everybody who fucking I think slighted me, bro.
He's got a list.
I have books in my head, bro. I have. Oh God, yes.
Hey, everybody better watch out.
Yes.
Don't get on that list. No, is Joe Rogan on that list?
I'm never gonna do it.
Is Rogan on that list?
I'm never, dude. Everybody's on that list as a comedian. Everybody, because it was hurtful. It was angry. And it was one of the. I felt like Pacino just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Like it was always, I'd take a step and then something came back. I'd take a step. And yes, I wish that I understood it because even earlier in my career, I found out that I did a pilot for Fox. And at the end of the pilot, I went and grabbed the mic and I told the audience that was live, you may be the only people that ever see this because that's how pilots work. But I just want you to know that I appreciate you and I want you to give a round of applause to the people here at Fox who were kind enough to spend all this money and time and giving me, some Latino kid from Honduras a chance. So a round of applause for them. That's what I did. Later on, you know what I found out? That somebody at Fox thought that I was arrogant and taking the mic, and I did some shit to piss off somebody, and that was part of the reason they didn't pick it up. So yeah, I had to look within to all this stuff, and if I knew now what I knew then, I would have done it different.
Well, of course.
But what I do get to do is really authentic. I get to tell people, stop doing that shit. Stop going on the internet and putting people down.
Being a dick?
Stop putting other people down.
I'd
if you're a Raiders fan and you say the Chargers suck, hey, it might make you feel better. Didn't make the Raiders better and didn't make the Chargers shittier. It's just a little comment that you made to make you feel better.
I know, but this right here though, I would have to go watch your content, your material, to see if you were being mean to people. Because that sounds like you were being mean to people.
No. My comedy has always been.
I know, but the lesson you get that you can now teach people is what you were just saying. You're now blessed because you're able to now tell people, don't be mean, don't be rude. Were you being mean and rude?
No, but they thought I was.
See, I know,
and that's what's important.
I know what's important is that you either were or you weren't. Because like you ever see, I got two little girls. They're beautiful.
Both can be true, by the way.
I know, but the older one sometimes will. She doesn't like getting messed with at all. Never does.
Right.
Like I'm telling you, talk about a strong little child.
That's my youngest.
So I tell her she did something rude to her sister. I say, tell her you're sorry. Mm-hmm. And she says, sorry. And I say, no. You need to tell her you're sorry.
Right.
and she says, I'm sorry.
Right.
Is she sorry when she says it like that?
No.
I think that's what people think about what you're saying now, because
no. I'm not.
It's like you're saying you're sorry, but you're not really sorry because you're still defending the fact that you didn't really even do anything. So you got to take a position.
No, you're saying I didn't do anything.
Because I'm taking a position.
They're pussies. You're saying they're pussies and they're shitty and they're
no,
this and they're that.
I'm not saying anyone's a pussy.
Yeah, you were going like, there's the sensitive little bitches, and I'm the one going,
Carlos, let's clarify.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anyone in that industry is a pussy. If the rules are in an industry, hey, you can't take people's jokes and claim that they're fucking yours, like that's asshole shit, and everyone agrees.
I completely agree.
And everyone agrees.
Completely agree.
And I did it. I would be like, fuck, sorry.
I would too.
Or I would go, hey, wait a minute. I'm going to incorporate whoever wrote the joke into the bit, because guess what? Who gives a fuck who wrote it? They're laughing, and they laugh when they see me, because that's all I'd care about.
But that's not what happened.
I know.
What happened, what would go on, and I found out because I started talking to people and asking, like, hey, like, he'll tell you he's been
have you been around the whole time?
He's been with me a long time, and he's heard me go up to comedians and go, hey, I heard you. Oh, no. He was with me one time when we were on a radio station, and they go, Carlos, we got something. We got a comedian that says you stole his joke. And I went, fuck, finally, I get to talk to these people. He comes online, the first thing out of his mouth. I never said, did he stole my joke? What I said was that he went on stage and then asked for a standing ovation and got one, and I thought that shit was crass. And I'm sitting there going, really? Because I don't get mad. I've recorded pretty much all of my shows since 1994. They're either on CD or in an archive somewhere on our USB drive. So if you were a comedian and you were saying to me, you took my joke, I would legitimately be able to go, what joke? What was it about? And when did you start doing it? And I literally go back
would you, though?
In my archive and go, nope, I did that joke before you. Here's where it is.
But why would you?
Sorry. Why would I?
Why would you?
Why would I what?
Why would you make that claim? Why would you try to defend anything?
Well, because when you're a comedian and you get accused of stealing jokes, you can't just ignore it, because it is a fundamental thing of what we do, right? It's basically saying you cheated your way into funny. You cheated your way to success.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So it sounded like when they said that's what you're doing,
right?
You were at a high,
right?
And instead of saying "fuck you," taking a position, I ain't fucking stealing no one's joke, bitch. You said, what did you say?
Yeah, but what I said was, what joke? When? Like, tell me what joke. We got it.
And then just rumor mill went crazy, and
listen,
you were victimized.
The rumor isn't Carlos Mencía stole a joke in 2006 on a special and hasn't stolen a joke since. That's not what it is. This was a campaign. This wasn't like one video. This was podcast after podcast after comedian after comedian after podcast.
Just after fucking comedian. With you. Do you realize though that could have fucking been leveraged for you?
At the time, it was new. Nobody,
I know, but dude, anytime someone's talking about you is a good thing.
Not when it's negative toward what you do, right? Like not when it's.
Look at
do you
Andrew.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but look at my boy Andrew Tate. You familiar with Andrew Tate? If you're not on the internet.
No. I mean, I've known the name. I'm not completely familiar.
Well, he's just some dude. He's a kickboxer, but
right.
he figured out the internet, got a bunch of people to post content of his.
Right.
And then, the certain people don't like what he has to say because,
sure.
It's a little bit harsh sometimes.
Sure.
But they tried to cancel his ass.
Sure.
Well, they can't cancel his ass because he has thousands of people that know where his drives are. They go and grab his content and stick it out there for him. So you see him everywhere, even though he's canceled.
Right.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's taking a position.
Yeah, but
you can't like when Tiger Woods got caught cheating, he should have just said, yeah, dude, I get fucking pussy thrown at me all goddamn day and I'm a weak motherfucker just like y'all. And so I took it, and I apologize, and I apologize to my wife. And if she doesn't want to be my wife anymore, I understand. Beat it. I'll stay single and start doing it legally. But at the end of the day, I would have owned it, is my point.
I agree. And had I done that, I would have owned that. But that's not what happened.
I know, but you have never owned it from what it sounds like. So
owned what exactly then?
Owned that you did it.
Because I didn't do it.
I know,
didn't steal people's
it's irrelevant.
material.
The point I'm making isn't whether you did it or not. You've never owned up to it because you didn't do it. And I bet you if you just own up to it and say, okay, fine. But it's one of those,
but I can't.
Sorry. It's you can't say sorry. You got to say, you know what?
No.
Maybe I did steal a joke once or twice.
Oh, no. You need to understand what I told you in the beginning of me emulating when I was a young comic.
By the way, if you see my bits, you can steal them if you want.
That really happened. But I'm telling you, had I stolen jokes, I would have apologized
joke was it,
to
by
those
the way?
people.
Do you know what joke was in question?
There were two. One of them was the wall joke, which about...
What's the wall joke?
So there are 10 comedians, legit 10, who put this joke, and it is on the air. It is, we're going to kick out Mexicans, and then we're going to build a wall. If there's no Mexicans here, who's going to build it? Right? That's a version
they'll build
of that
it.
joke.
They'll just build it on the other side.
That was the joke, right? I did it. Lopez did it. Paul Rodriguez did it. Bill Maher did it. D.L. Hewley did it. It was in the zeitgeist.
Okay.
But I was the only one that got accused of actually taking the joke. So that was one. The other one was...
Well, that's because you were the known joke stealer.
No, at the time I wasn't. It was just, hey, look at this guy. That's what it was. It wasn't...
So no one was saying it then.
No. It was like, this was the beginning of it. And then...
Now how did you react to that? Were you on the internet responding or no?
I just kept going. You know what? I got the advice that you got. I paid over $50,000 for somebody to say to me what you said earlier. Just ignore it. Just ignore it.
That's called, what was that, therapy?
And I did. But then I see my numbers going down. I hear the rhetoric. I see the internet. I see the way people react to my postings.
Well, then I would go back to the person that started it, and I would apologize profusely because apparently you pissed off someone with power.
I don't care.
I know, but you have to care.
No, I don't care about that. What I cared about was coming through it on the other side, becoming the person that I wanted to become, which is... Did
that happen?
Yeah. Well, look, good. I'm not talking negatively about others.
There's the positive.
Right? I'm not talking negatively about others. I'm not sitting here. I'm telling you what occurred. I'm telling you that it's cost me.
And it would suck.
I'm telling you that I've had all these plans, but I don't live in that world anymore. I'm finally at a place where if 100 people say you're the best, that is way more important to me than the one person who says you suck, you're a joke thief, which didn't used to be the case.
Well, try to reverse that and you'll be a lot better.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
I know, but reverse it to where one person could say they love you and 100 could say they hate you and you wouldn't care.
I agree. That's where I'm at now. I'm at that place, but I wasn't at that place 2 years ago. I just got to that place where...
So you were pissed this whole time.
No, I was working through not being pissed. I was working through... My aunt called me up the other day and we talked about this and I'm sorry, but this is how much I don't give a shit what people think. My aunt has a rape baby. And we were talking and she said to me, and she compared our plights. And she said, it took me a long time to not be able to look at my kid and not see the rape. It took me over a decade, and because that's what I saw, and it took me over a decade to see the beautiful people. To case in point, what show was it, Jose, that we did last weekend where there was that one guy in the front row like this, and every comedian kept talking about him, and that's all they could see? Remember what that show was? Yeah, that guy. So there was a guy. And every comedian was like, yo, he's right in front too. He's right in front. You can't miss him. He doesn't laugh at anything. I never saw him. Not on purpose. I just saw the love. I just saw the beauty. I just saw the people enjoying themselves. Never even bothered to see him anymore.
Can we say Carlos Mencía has been healed?
Yeah. I'm finally at a place of peace and joy and love and no anger and no resentment and no getting even and no woe is me and no, oh, you're a pussy. You didn't like that. You didn't take that. You know, when somebody goes, bro, you bumped me. And it pissed me off. And I'll say, what was the condition, bro? Like, what was that day? No, you know what you should say if they do
that? I wouldn't say that.
What would you say?
I'd say, oh, man, I'm sorry.
No. I eventually say I'm sorry. But I want to know what it was and why it was so important to them, because
I know, but that's the focus part.
Sometimes it's like, yeah, my mom came to see me perform and you went on so long that she left and she didn't get to see me that night. And then I get to
wouldn't you be like, oh,
that's
damn,
when
dude.
I go, fuck, bro. I'm so sorry that I was like that. I'm so sorry that I didn't see you. I'm so sorry.
Would it be so bad that you act like that even if you don't know it's just to that extreme? Like you just be sorry. Like if someone came up to me,
I'm not gonna be sorry for not stealing your fucking joke that you think I stole.
I know, but like if you call me right now and you call me in 3 days and you said, dude, I fucking listened to our podcast. You made me fucking sound like an asshole. I'd be like, oh, bro, I'm sorry.
No, that's different.
Now, I wouldn't like change my whole life over it. I'd be like, dude, this motherfucker needs to like therapy because like he's sensitive.
No, I'm very sorry that I did that to them. I'm very sorry and now I just see their pain. What I needed to work toward was this part. This is the part that I felt that I don't feel anymore.
Well, good. That's a good thing.
It happened to me, motherfucker. Nobody gave a shit when I got bumped. Nobody gave a fuck when Robin Williams came in and Billy Crystal came in and Whoopi Goldberg came in and they all took all our spots.
Now, were you in the green room with all these greats we're walking through there?
Yes. And they all told me how great I am because I was the one idiot who, when somebody would pop in at the Comedy Store and kill it like a big star, dude, the light would go on, right? Which means get off, or they'd be like, okay, that's enough for me. Dude, you'd look around, every comedian is gone. Nobody wants to go on. Nobody wants to go on after blankety blank, whoever that is. You know who did want to go on after him? You know who was in the back jumping up and down like a little puppy going, I'll do it. I know I've only been here for a year and a half, but I'll do it. It was me. It was me. I wanted to do that. Yeah. Those guys gave me their approval. The older guard, they're the greatest people toward me. You know what I mean? They just,
or are they all gone now?
Not all of them.
Like Eddie Murphy, where'd he go?
But Eddie Murphy chose to go a different route. And if he wanted to come back and do stand-up, he could.
Of course he could. But where'd he go?
He went to movies, bro, and made a lot of money and then just realized, I don't want to do this anymore.
Last thing I heard about Eddie Murphy was he like picked up a she or something and he might be gay. And then
I'm not gay. I had sex with a transgender. It doesn't make you gay. It doesn't make you not gay. Whatever. It's life. I'm serious,
that's just the
dude.
last thing I heard of him.
No, but here's the difference. So,
but dude, but go back to Eddie Murphy because
I don't know where he went.
I know, but that's my point. Like you see a headline like that, and then everyone assumes, oh,
no, but he did stuff
that must have ruined him. When guess what? I'd go see Eddie fucking Murphy, dude. He was one of the greatest of all time.
No, but that's not when it went away.
Like Dave Chappelle, use him as an example. He quit. There was a bunch of people talking shit. Oh, he didn't honor his contract and all that.
Right.
Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Like who gives a fuck? I still go see Chappelle.
Yes, but he had something that I was missing during the time. He had the support of people. I did not. You know, what I got was, dude, when somebody says to you repeatedly over and over again, different people, right? I got a show because between then and now, still always touring, never stopped touring, never stopped engaging slightly on the internet, not full on, but never was away from it. So you've been touring
this whole time?
I've been performing this whole time, but this whole time.
Like in comedy clubs?
Dude, there has not. I've been doing 50 weeks a year on the road. I've been coming
since
here
2004
to Vegas every single year, twice a year since 2006. Started at the Palms, then went to Treasure Island.
Are you producing
Treasure
those shows?
Island a bunch of years. Then went from Treasure Island to Orleans. Did Orleans a bunch of years. Then did Orleans and Aria? God, the one on the north side. I'm forgetting the name of it. And did that for a few years. And now it's been 3 or 4 years that I've been doing South Point. So I've never stopped doing stand-up. I didn't go away.
You ever heard of
your perception of it is that because I'm not on the two mediums that you watch, which is television, right? And the internet. But I couldn't really engage on the internet because that little shitty part of me that still wanted to go, fuck you, was still there. And I needed to be gone. I needed it to be gone because I wanted to engage in a much more positive and beautiful way. And so
are you coming back now?
I'm there. Yes.
So 44,000 followers, you said you can explain.
Yeah. Now
what did that mean?
That why I have that few followers? Because I didn't engage in that the way I do now.
But are you now?
Oh, I'm going to look all these ideas like TikTok. I literally shoot little videos normally just for fun to post that I'm going. So if I'm gonna go to Miami, I'll go online and I have, access to a couple of sites where I can just use any of the content and I'll find a beat that's very Miami beat. And then I'll just do like a little song to it, shoot a little quick video and put it out there. Stuff like that kills on the internet. I just segmented it. I didn't put it out there. I would put it on Facebook, but only for Miami. So if you're from here, you'd never know I did it. I was keeping it away, insulating myself because I was focusing on the negative comment, even though I didn't want to. Even though I wanted to see the one smiling person instead of the 30 people that weren't laughing, I couldn't see that. Today, I do see that. I do see that one person that is smiling and I ignore. And by the way, I'm too good for the opposite to happen, what you said. So it could never be a part of my being. I'm way too good at what I do for 100 people to be hating me and one person to be laughing. It's just not the way I work. What I do is I talk about everything. I talk about everybody. I make you laugh at things you think. I make you laugh at things you feel. And then at the end of the night, the people that are angry with me usually, ironically, you brought up Jews. The last time somebody got pissed at me was a Jewish guy in Miami. You want to know what his complaint was? I didn't do any Jewish jokes. And he felt left out. He felt like... So what'd you say? I said, you know what, dude? There are a lot of people I didn't get to today.
See, now you should have said, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Listen, here's what I said.
I'm sorry, bro.
But I do get to that.
I'll get to some later.
No. But what I said was, look, I make fun of a lot of people. I get to a lot of people, but I don't get to everybody. Next time I'm in town, please come to me before the show so I know you're here, and I will accommodate you. And I'm so sorry. I really wish I would have known you're here. Yeah, my bad.
Do you see how that sounds, though? That sounds as if you're justifying why you did it, which puts people's in defense. Like, all you have to do is say you're sorry. You don't have to say the first part.
No, you know what? Maybe that's...
Even if you're not sorry, by the way. Even if you're not sorry.
No, I am. But you know what? For me, explaining why is not... it's not a bad thing.
No, if you came to me,
in my opinion, to explain to somebody why I did something before I say, sorry. Because you know what it is? I do the opposite of what you're saying. Well, I say this and then I say I'm sorry. I always say I'm sorry at the end.
Yeah, try it the other way.
But what you're saying is flip it around
and quit explaining. Sorry. And quit explaining. Because explaining is...
It's hard for me, dude. I'm too analytical.
Hey, dude.
I'm break down the moment.
Nobody said it would be easy. And by the way, we can look at this as, dude, you got a bigger opportunity than someone who didn't go through this. Why?
Sure.
Because now you end up a fucking superstar once again, bigger than shit.
Right.
Now it even means more.
Right.
So we can look at this like, well, it happened for you.
Oh no, I believe that. I look, there was a fork in the road, and I could have stayed that guy.
Yeah, but dude, listen,
cocky.
It's like this though. If someone popped you in the face. Mm-hmm. And you're like, dude, why would you pop me in the face? And you say, and that person said to you, because you were trying to act tough, but I'm sorry. Wouldn't it just easy? Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
No.
Shouldn't have done it.
No.
Shouldn't have done it.
I need you to explain yourself, bro. I need you to break it down for me because I'm that kind of person. So it's very hard for me to do that because I want to hear, well, what did I do? What did I do to make you feel that way? What did I say to make you feel that way? He told you already
in the Jewish example. He told you what you did. You didn't bring up a Jewish joke, so I felt left out.
Right. And so
you said a lot of people have done that. That's
no. I'm saying
that's not saying sorry.
No, I'm saying I make fun of but I do say I'm sorry at the end. I just
Switch it.
First say, listen, I made fun of a lot of people. I didn't get to you. It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like I don't want to do Jew jokes or I'm afraid to do Jew jokes. I just didn't get to you, but I promise I will next time. So let me know. There's the solution. And I'm sorry that I didn't get to you this time. I really am. I wish I would have. So to me, that is a complete apology because I'm telling you what went through my head, what went through here. I'm giving you a solution. Next time you come, tell me this, and then we'll do it. And I'm sorry that today you felt the way you did. But that's how I view the world. You know what I mean? That's how I take in the world. I'm not a feelings guy. That's hard for me. For me, it's about the math of it. And so you're onto something there because saying I'm sorry immediately gets to how somebody feels. Then if I want to be analytical, I can try to be, but that's addressing a different part. That's very interesting, dude. You're fucking my brain right now. You got shit. That's a good one. It's a good one because it's one of those things where in my head, you and I are saying the same thing, right? In my head,
the Mind of Mencia,
right? In the Mind of Mencia, I'm going, wait. I explained it to him. I give it to him. Then I said, I'm sorry. That's apology. But you're going, no. Not the same. Not the same at all. Different.
You know, there's lessons to be learned in everything. Like a lesson in this.
You're blowing my mind, dude. Fuck. Seriously, I'm not even kidding you. Like, shit. Well, but that's the kind of stuff. But this is the kind of stuff.
Well, we grow, we learn, we develop.
And I'm open to it. You know what I mean? And by the way, had I met you back then, I would have walked away going, fuck that guy. He doesn't know me. What the fuck is wrong with him? I know how to do shit. You know, I'm open in a different way because of all this stuff. It changed me in that way. And I'm grateful for it now. Sadly.
Well, again, that's a good way to be.
Sadly and beautifully.
Always be grateful. But going back, like for example, the lessons I'm hearing in this tale is like, number one, be careful who you fuck with. Because if you fuck with the wrong people, they could ruin your ass.
Yes.
And so again, why fuck with anybody? That'd be my question.
I agree.
You know, so like be kind to the people as you climb up because those are the same motherfuckers as you come down.
Completely agree.
But what people won't tell you is be nice on the way up because those are the motherfuckers that might be way farther up before your ass is. And next thing you know, instead of them helping you, they're now fucking you.
Right.
Like Joe Rogan, dude, his podcast, you could have been on it 100 times. You could be a sidekick the whole time. He
possibly.
Well, dude, he's made people famous with his podcast.
Sure.
Just letting them be their little sidekick.
Sure.
Who's that guy that's always doing Sopranos and shit? Big Italian guy.
Sharippa.
Says, yeah, that guy.
So Sharippa used to run the comedy.
I know, but all you need is three motherfuckers.
Right.
That guy.
Yeah. He's a buddy, actually.
I know, but like, dude, you know, he gets on Rogan whenever he wants to. You could have been on Rogan's podcast right now, but you guys bumped heads and you didn't take.
No. He bumped heads with me.
Whatever.
Not the other way around.
Whatever.
No. But it's not whatever because I
you're
never
justifying it again.
I'm not
bumped heads
justifying.
with me.
I'm telling you, I never.
Doesn't matter who bumped whose head.
No. But what I'm saying is, this is a one-way fight.
I know, but you want to tell everyone on the internet that you didn't instigate it. Nobody cares.
I'm just saying, no. But if you say you guys bump heads, I need to let you know I have nothing.
Okay, so he bumped heads against you, whatever it was. Bottom line is that at that time was the time to handle it. Not
I couldn't do it.
I know. Well, you're being honest. You're being honest, but don't you wish you could have? Because that might have like stopped the problem right there on the spot. But you couldn't for whatever reason.
But it also goes back. Then maybe I would have got my ass beat. Maybe I would have got shot before I got to that place because the attitude that led me there was an attitude that stopped me from a lot of shit when I was growing up.
Well, dude, again,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, and it's good of you to admit that. However, and again, I don't care if you hear what I'm saying or not. I'm just telling the Bomb Squad lessons to be learned from this. Be kind who you're coming up to because those people might be bigger.
But what if you don't know that you're not being kind? That's
if you don't know you're not being kind. I'll tell you.
What if you have no idea?
Here's the answer. Listen to the feedback.
But what if nobody tells you this?
Well, it sounded like everybody was telling you.
No. Everybody told the internet. Nobody told me. Dude, he'll tell you. If you had a problem with me, I would have come up to you and said, hey, bro, I heard you said you have a problem with me.
But at least you're over it now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because again, doesn't sound like it. Just FYI.
No,
but
I'm very spirited. I'm
Carlos,
very spirited.
even if you aren't over it, after this, I would be. You know why? Because, dude, that is truly how you fucking let that shit go. Oh, yeah. And whoever wants to bring it, like in the future, when someone says, "Hey, anything you don't want to talk about on a podcast?" If you know what I'd say if I were you?
What?
Yeah, the joke stealing thing. I've told everybody what I'm going to tell everybody. Now let's fucking start. Like, let's promote my next show. Let's get bigger again. Like, let's start putting the positive attention towards the positive shit.
I don't lean one way or the other. To me, it's like it's your podcast.
I know, but there's people. I know, but there's people on the podcast right now that have never heard of all this shit we're talking about.
Of course,
they could have just heard how funny your ass is and go see him over here at the thing, and they wouldn't even have brought that up. They wouldn't even have known this.
100%.
And I think sometimes people. And it's, again, I'm a victim of it myself, but I think sometimes people focus on the, like, in other words,
but right now,
you think everybody on the internet doesn't like it. That's bullshit, dude. There's a bunch of people that probably do.
That's not it. But listen, one thing that's really important that people need to understand about this story that we haven't touched on is this: whether perceived or real, doesn't matter, right? The feelings, and mine were not perceived. I can legitimately tell you that my career has been affected in a huge way by this.
Oh yeah.
And there have been serious moments.
Oh, I bet.
Of suicidal thoughts, right? Serious moments of just, I don't have the energy to fight this anymore, right?
Well, that's serious my point, Carlos. But, don't fight it.
But wait, I got through it. I'm on the other side of it. And I can say that and help people who are dealing with it. And if we had glossed over everything that we just talked about, what I'm saying right now would not have the relevance that it has. I want people to understand how much it affected me. I want people to understand how much money it took out of my pocket.
And what's the lesson? I want
people to know that. And the lesson is that no matter how bad it is, just keep on living, because there's going to be a point where you can turn everything around and everything becomes beautiful again. Where you see the sun through the clouds, where you see the bird through the trees, where you see life again, where you see all of this beautiful stuff.
You got to include butterflies.
Think about this. Had we not talked about all this other stuff, this wouldn't mean what it means. But after telling all these people, after seeing it, now they know. I've dealt with some shit, some real shit that took me a decade to overcome. And I'm an intelligent human being. So whatever you're going through, you're not alone in this.
Well, what's another lesson? Because see, that was a good lesson. That's what dropping bombs is all about. We have conversations, we drop bombs on problem situations, and other people pick those up and they're like, dude, I should do that.
Yes.
So the one lesson you just dropped a bomb on is no matter how bad it gets, dude, it'll always get sunny again sometime.
The sun will
keep
come
on
out.
going. Yeah. What's another lesson?
What do you see the lesson? What did you see it? Now I'm curious.
Well, I mean, I'm still mixed because I hear you say that it doesn't affect you, but I think it still does a little bit.
No, it doesn't. It when I go to those moments, I have the ability to compartmentalize and to answer the questions as if I was answering them how I was feeling at that moment. So a lot of what you see is me being animated because I'm going, this is what I was thinking and feeling, because I need people to know to come around to the other side. But no, I don't care if you don't like me.
Would you send Joe
with me.
Rogan an email or a message?
I have.
He doesn't respond.
Mm-mm. And if he asked me to be on his show tomorrow, I would.
Fuck yeah, you would.
And I would, but I wouldn't do it for that.
You? Everybody would.
No, not for that reason. If he said, I never want you on my podcast, let's go have lunch. Cool. I would.
Well, sure. You'd want to put a little closure to it.
No, I don't need closure.
But if that happens.
Oh, no, I don't need it.
I know, but if that happened, Carlos, and I was your coach, here's what I would say. Don't explain all the shit you just explained.
No, with him, I don't have to. We already know what happened.
Yeah, but just say, sorry, dude.
Well, I can't apologize to him for something that he never accused.
See, that's the real problem right there.
But he's never asked.
Who cares?
No, he's never said I did anything to him.
I know that. But my point is he's the one that caused the beef.
Sure.
So
But what
to him, he might be like, fuck, he might feel bad.
Well,
did he ruin the career that was going like that?
Me, I need you to apologize to me because you bumped me, or you did this to me, or you did that to me.
Then you would have.
I would legitimately be like, dude,
he called you out basically.
I'm so fucking sorry.
Yeah, he basically just called you out because he is a craftsman and an artist in the industry, and he assumed or thought or can prove, who cares? He thought you were doing the joke stealing. So all he did was call you out. He didn't say my jokes.
See, dude, see what you're doing, bro? And I'm going to call bullshit on it. I'm going to call bullshit because I've heard that too many times.
What did he do?
What happened to me didn't come from a beautiful place, bro. So don't make it seem like that's where it came from.
So did he not like you personally?
It did not come from a beautiful place, bro. A beautiful place is you are an intimidating guy. You can beat the fuck out of me. Then do that. Come up to me and kick my ass for what you perceive, for what you think. No, it was done maliciously with the intent to do exactly what it did. Now, that being said,
but for what purpose, do you know?
That I do not know, and I probably never will know. We can sit here and probably hypothesize about it. You know, we can probably sit here and say this is why, this is it. But to make me the fucking villain in this and to make that this fucking altruistic thing, that's not what it was.
Well, that's not what it was. It's just what it appears.
Okay, well then go back and check last year. An incident occurred on a comedy stage in Austin, Texas. I'm not going to say names. An Asian comedian went on stage and did a bunch of jokes. A comedian that is not of Asian descent went up on him and told the audience, how dare you laugh at that chink? How dare you laugh at this and all this kind of stuff? And he legitimately said a lot of things about the Asian kid that were really fucked up. And it's on the internet right now. That Asian kid put that on the internet, on those podcasts that you were talking about, pretty much all of them. You know what was said? He fucked up and broke the code. Comedians should talk to comedians about this stuff and keep it amongst ourselves. You don't put that shit on the internet.
Put what on the internet?
What the Asian guy did. The Asian guy put out that the other guy talked shit about him, and those
was the other guy a
podcasts that
comedian?
you're talking about. Yes, they're both comedians. But what they put out there was they broke the code. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have it man to man. No, it went to the internet.
Yeah, that's what Joe did.
No, I'm not saying who did it. I'm just telling you those podcasts did it. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. You go see it yourself because I'm telling you.
But was it Joe that did that?
Just go find out for yourself. I'm just telling you that's what was said.
Personally, I don't research this deeply. I just remember, and I Googled, and I saw Joe back when no one knew really who Joe was.
First of all, they did know who Joe was. He was way more.
Of course he was. Everyone knew who he was.
He was the Fear Factor guy.
He was not big as he is now.
He was big. He was huge. What are you talking about?
He's not as big as he is now, dude.
Maybe. Okay. This is perception.
He did not have 11 million listeners. Actually, downloads a month. I mean, probably more listeners.
Well, I don't know about that, but his show back then got way more than 11 million views a week.
Well, he may have been popular, but I'm telling you, Joe Rogan has blown up 10 times since then.
Beautiful. Good. I think that's amazing, but it wasn't like he was nobody then. He was huge.
Okay, so he came on. Huge. All I saw was a video of he came in on stage and he's basically yelling at you, going, "You're stealing jokes."
I got 2 million. Got 2 million views on my show. We're amazing. 2.3 million. Oh my God. He was getting 10, 15 million on Fear Factor. So he was doing way better than me, even way back then.
So when he came up on the stage there,
that's not what happened.
Didn't the other comedians say, "Hey, you can't do that"?
That's not what happened.
That's against the code.
Nope, that's not what happened. What happened was he went up on stage and said, "Oh, this guy opens up for Carlos Mencía," and he was bringing up a buddy of mine. Which two things bothered me. First, why you gotta put that on my friend? Like, he has nothing to do with me. Secondly, what joke?
Yeah,
what joke did I steal?
He could never prove it.
So I went up on stage and I said, "What's the joke?" And there is no joke that I ever stole from him because that's not the accusation. Look, it was a coordinated attack to bring somebody down that they didn't like. And for the longest time, I was angry because it's me that they did it to. But I understand that I was complicit in the part of them not liking me. And I get it now, and I understand, and I'm a different person. I take time to do things now that I wouldn't have done then. To say I'm sorry, to call people up and go, did I ever do anything to you? Did I ever hurt you? Did I ever bump you? Did I ever take a joke of yours? Never has anybody said, yeah, you took a joke. But yeah, a lot of them have said, yeah, you did this to me or did that to me or whatever. And, you know, I've apologized to many, many people for that behavior. And it wasn't, it was easy to do it. It was hard to get to a place where I could.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I went to a high school reunion, I think at the 20 year maybe. Mm-hmm. And I walked up and I'm recognizing people. Hey, what the fuck? What the fuck? You know, half of them are like, they don't look right. They're like old. I'm not old. They're old. Right. I'm like, dude, am I the only one that like freaking doesn't
works
look
out
like a,
and drinks water?
So I walk up and there's this girl and I totally remember her face. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, how are you? Right. And she looks at me. This is 20 years later. She looks at me like I'm the biggest dick on planet Earth. Right. And she said, I'm fine. And I said, that's what I did. I kind of looked at her like that. And then I said, oh, or whatever I said. And then she said, you don't remember me, do you? And I said, yeah, I totally remember you. And she said, well, you didn't remember what you did then, did you? And I said, oh my God, what did I do? I don't even remember it to this day. But she said, she had a crush on me. Mm-hmm. Her and her friend were walking. Mm-hmm. Me and my friends were riding a bike towards them. Right. I slid up and sideways and said, what's up, dead tooth? And as soon as she said that, I thought,
do you remember doing it?
I do remember this girl. She had like a gray tooth right here.
Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
Oh shit. You did it. You actually did it.
I know, but I was like one of those kids that flirted by fucking with you. Yeah. Because I always thought she was cute, and she was still cute. Right. But the point was,
you're the kid that pushes the girl on the playground and goes, "I like you."
Exactly. So I rolled up and thought I was being funny, saying, "Hey, what's up, dead tooth?" Sure. And apparently that affected her whole fucking life. Yep. So when people always say, well, "What are your regrets, Brad?" Because you always hear people say, "I don't have any regrets because they've made me who I am." You know, my regret is making people feel less than I could have. Correct. Like I wish that didn't affect her whole life. Yeah. I wish I could go back and I would have skidded sideways and said, what's up, beautiful? Yeah. And then she'd remember that her whole fucking life. That's what I regret.
Yeah. I mean, I put it out there, but you know, look, I didn't have the ability to do some of the stuff that I can do now. I just didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. Hey, listen, we grow, we develop. As long as you did. Keep going.
I was always nice. The list of comedians that I have brought on the road from that point till now who have graduated on is extensive, right? The people that nobody knew, and then I brought them on and put it in the limelight.
Well, dude, listen, let me tell you something. Right now, I think with the internet, you need to start embracing it.
Oh, I am now.
Okay, don't worry about the hate. Just get on that bitch. No. You want 4 million fucking followers.
Oh no, we're gonna get. Way
and you
more
know how
than
you
that.
get 4 million followers? By throwing out content left and right, bing, 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 producing, creating, collaborating, adding to the universe, and then. Dude, I guarantee you, you'll get people that fucking love you. And there's people that don't even remember who the fuck you were that will all of a sudden be exposed to you and be like, I love this guy. And they won't even know you're the guy. Because when someone told me, dude, you want Carlos Mencía on your show? I said, well, fuck yeah. Why? Just because I remember Carlos Mencía. I didn't know you were the fucking one, all this, until I Googled your ass.
I needed to be in a place.
Hey, you want to know what else is funny? When I heard your name, I saw George Lopez, I think is his name.
Oh, that's hysterical, dude. A lot of people say that.
I'm like, Carlos Mencía, fuck yeah, I'll have him. And I'm thinking George Lopez. Because I Googled and I'm like, oh, that's Lopez.
He's living a dream life right now. He's literally doing a TV show where he gets to act with his daughter. I couldn't even imagine how awesome that would be.
When people go see you right now, are they going to see Carlos Mencía or are they seeing Ned Arnel?
They're seeing Ned's thoughts, Carlos's performance.
Why don't you go by Ned Carnal?
So Ned was Mitzi Shore. I went on stage and I got off stage and she said, you know, you can't be an angry Mexican named Ned. And I said, yeah, Mencía, but I was born in Honduras. My mom's Mexican, but I'm not. Oh, yeah. Well, you can't be an angry Mexican named Ned.
Is she still alive?
No, she passed away. And I remember at that moment, I used to watch a TV show called Ripley's Believe It or Not with Jack Palance. And he would always show the names of the people, Greta Garbo, and then their real names. And I realized that happens all the time, changing your name.
Of course.
So I was like,
there's stage names everywhere.
Well, I got an uncle named Carlos, and she went, Carlos Mencía, that's melodious. And I literally have a postcard signed by Mencía.
You said that's Carlos melodious?
Mencía. Melodious. That's exactly her words. And I became Carlos Mencía that day. And ironically, I did the opposite of what normal people do, right? So normal people make their name more American, less ethnic. I literally embraced my ethnicity, which is something that like almost none of us do. And there was no reason for it other than the goddess of comedy is telling me that this is what I should do. I was a lot of things, but I was never arrogant like that. Very cocky, very self-assured, very confident, but never I'm better than you. So that was just it was easy for me. And then of course later on I get attacked for that. And
who attacked you for that? Everyone's got stage names.
The internet just kind of took all those things and put them into one place, right? Carlos Mencía is not Mexican. Carlos Mencía is German. Carlos Mencía, the term culturally appropriation wasn't real. But that's what they were saying.
I thought you were Honduran.
I was born in Honduras. My mom is born in Mexico. So if you tell my mom I'm not Mexican, she'll slap you.
You're half Mexican.
She'll say that I'm Mexican.
See, my grandmother,
it's like if you're Jewish. If your mom's Jewish, you're Jewish.
My grandmother was named Celestina Jaramillo.
Nice.
Now, if I said I was Mexican, because I used to say we're Mexican,
right?
She'd slap me.
You were one of those.
Well, she'd say we're not Mexican. We're Spanish.
Were you Spanish or were you Mexican?
I wasn't. Fuck, I was born in the United States, dude.
You didn't get any of this shit?
Fuck, no.
You speak Spanish?
Matter of fact, no. Matter of fact, I wish I did, though.
Okay.
Dude, if I could speak Spanish.
Yeah, you'd be doing this in Spanish, too?
No, I would be leading all of the Hispanics in the fucking country to understand that by majority, if we unite, we're the fucking boss.
Bro, I've been doing that shit from the beginning of my career.
How do you say that in Spanish?
Si nosotros los Latinos, here you go. Si nosotros los latinos nos uniéramos aquí, fuéramos el poder más grande de todos, porque somos la minoría más grande de este país. Which is basically, we are the largest minority. Hey, listen, I still talk about
You're not
this.
a minority anymore.
Well, my point, yeah. Well, tell Hollywood, bro.
You're the majority. Fuck Hollywood, bro.
No. But wait a minute.
You're the majority. And by the way, Hollywood is now the internet. So guess what? Hollywood is not as powerful as it used to be. Nobody watching those fucking stupid.
Where's our superhero, bro?
Dude, ain't nobody watching that bullshit.
But where's our superhero? Where is the goddamn Latino superhero? Everybody else is a goddamn superhero now.
Latino superhero. His name is Albert Preciado.
Oh, Jesus Christ, bro.
He'll love that I said that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You don't know my boy Albert?
Yeah, I know. That's where you're gonna go. Yes.
Do you know Albert?
Of Albert?
You don't know Albert.
I don't know Albert.
How do you know of Albert?
Well, isn't he a fucking internet guy?
Well, internet guy. That's hilarious. Internet guy.
Is he an internet guy?
Well, I don't know. Am I an internet guy?
Well, yeah, of course you're an internet guy.
Why am I an internet guy?
You're a social media guy.
Dude, I'm a businessman.
But you're a businessman that has made it through this avenue. So you would be like, you know what you are, dude, sadly? You probably hate this shit.
What?
You're an influencer. You fucking hate that.
I'm not an influencer.
Yeah, you are.
Dude, I'm influential.
You're an influencer.
I'm not an influencer.
Dude, it's not me. I'm not telling you
dude, you're
this.
an influencer.
Yes.
Technically, he's a fucking influencer.
I agree.
Everybody's an influencer.
I agree, but not in today's terms of today's America. You're an influencer.
Yeah, but to me, influencers to me mean like I make my living putting shit on, content creators. Like I do put shit out there.
Is he a content creator or no?
Albert?
Yeah,
he creates content too, but no, he owns a mortgage company.
Oh, so then I don't.
But I keep telling him because I've been coaching his ass since he was a little Latino boy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Albert, because he's doing everything in English.
So you do a lot of stuff like Robbins?
No, I mean, I just been around.
You do life coaching?
No, not really.
But you get paid to do speaking engagements?
Yeah.
And what do you talk about? What's your perspective?
What's funny is they say anything I want.
Yeah, but what do you want to talk about? What's your angle?
It depends on where I'm talking and who I'm talking to. Okay. Usually it's
Same here.
People wanting to make more money and get out of the fucking rat race.
Okay.
Well, number one, bitch, you got to sell something. And then I say it just like that. And they're like, fuck, no one talks like him. Well, because I'm not sitting here trying to fucking validate myself.
Right.
I already know what's real. I've already built multiple 8-figure companies. Like I can fucking, all you got to do is be able to sell something. Then the next question is, well, what should I sell?
What are you selling? Right.
Okay. So now I went and figured out the best industries, product. Right. And so anyone pretty much that's willing to work, and that's all I cared about. Are you willing to work? Because if you, like, I can save you from drowning, but you got to swim towards me.
Right.
I ain't swimming after you.
Right.
But you got to sell something. Right. Then I picked 3 things that they can sell, and then I just start firing them off into those. And then, of course, if they need training, I do have sales training. Plus, this platform, awesome. But this platform houses Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, John Maxwell, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, Andy Elliott, and all the sales trainers. Right. So
I know a few of those names.
But I got sales training up the yin yang. What do you need? I got diversity training. What do you need? But I got all the training in the world because of this technology that I built.
Right.
But to me, most people, they don't even know how to train. Like, anyway, I'm going to get into another tangent. I want to keep this on.
Cool.
Carlos Mencía.
No, I love it, bro.
But the funny thing.
So your boy, what?
Well, I mean, I told him, dude, quit talking in English and start talking in Spanish. He's like, what are you talking about, dude? Then all the Americans aren't going to like me. And I said, fuck the Americans, dude.
Right.
Like, dude, you should be rounding up all the Latinos.
Yeah.
Because they're all familial.
Right.
And they will stick together.
Right.
And you should be rounding them up, letting them know that they are the majority.
Yeah.
In certain states, definitely.
Yeah.
So like instead of speaking English, trying to get all the fucking gringos to like you, like speak Spanish and get all the Mexicans to like you. And let me tell you something.
All the Latinos in general.
And well, that's what I meant. But I don't know. Latino, Mexican, Spanish, same shit to me.
Right.
Latino is a better word.
Yeah.
But because a Cuban's Latino.
Yeah.
But if you tell a Cuban they're Mexican, they get all pissed off.
Vice versa.
And then again, like to me, Mexican is a Spaniard and an Indian.
Correct.
That mixed.
Correct.
Still Spaniard. Like,
right.
But anyway, long story short, Latino.
Doesn't matter. I get what you're saying. Dude, I've been fighting this fight of words.
He should have been.
For years.
He should be. And you or anybody else has the opportunity. And I'd already have it if you motherfuckers, if I knew how to speak Spanish. And my grandmother
could learn, by the way.
My grandmother used to.
You could take all these words that you're saying and apply them to you learning Spanish.
I'd never sound authentic. But my grandmother used to speak.
You said jaramillo pretty good, bro.
Jaramillo.
You said, dude, if you did babble, you could do babble.
I can also say tostada. But listen, at the end of the day,
do you have to say it with that Mexican accent, bro?
Listen.
You can say tostada. You don't go tostada.
As I said tostada.
You know the tostada.
Listen. At the end of the day, the majority are Latinos. So I would not be speaking English. I would be speaking Latino or Spanish.
I got you.
And by the way, like if you're Mexican, do you speak Mexican or do you speak Spanish?
Both. There are certain words that are Mexican. There are certain terms that are Mexican. So I'll give you an example. If tonight I'm doing an impression of just some random Latino, he's probably going to sound more Mexican.
What's Jennifer Lopez?
Jennifer Lopez, she's a Latina, but she's Puerto Rican. So she's a New Yorican who can speak Spanish.
Anyway, if I spoke Spanish, bro, I'd already fucking own the world. Because that's the whole point. Like I want all the American or the gringos to like me. If you get the power of the Latinos corralled,
but it's easier.
The gringos will like you because they will be binging down your door because they want to get in.
You, is that what you're saying?
They want to get in. They want to get in.
Right.
I call up sometimes larger companies and I'm like, what kind of training are you looking for?
Right.
And a lot of these larger companies say, Brad, do you have any training that will teach our people how to advertise and talk to the Latino community?
Right.
And I always go, well, I'll find it, but I don't see any. But
well, the problem with that is that normally they ended up getting a very highly educated person who has kind of lost their connection with the regular, clan. And also there is still that thing of, Puerto Rican, but it's mostly Puerto Rican, Mexican, and Cuban, right? Those are the big 3 in America. And there's still a little bit of it. In order to get across, you have to still know the difference between a tostada, a croqueta, mangú, arroz con pollo. And see,
mangú,
I know how
that
to
sounds
say
Italian.
Arroz con pollo. But the people that make it, you go arroz con pollo. You see what I'm saying? Or if I'm hanging out with Puerto Ricans who put L's where R's go, instead of saying, like Puerto Rico, you say Puerto Rico. It's little stuff like that, but I can go in and out of those threads. So tonight, if somebody goes, yo soy de Mexico, I could be like, pues qué parte cabrón, y qué? And then somebody else will be like, yo soy dominicano, tú eres un tigre, ¿qué te pasa? Like, I know how to flow in and out of those accents because I've been trying to do what you're saying in comedy since way back then. But here's the thing. Again, I needed to be in this place now where I'm welcoming and I got the right message and I got the right love. And now I can start. And so like last week, I did a show in front of a bunch of Cubans, a bunch of Dominicans, a bunch of Puerto Ricans, and a bunch of people from Venezuela. And it was amazing. I mean, so much Spanish stuff, so much stuff about us that they never hear, right? It's a celebration of our culture, what you're talking about, being here and what we give to this country and how important we are and how relevant we are and where we're missing, where we're lacking, the victimhood, all that stuff. So I get to do all that and hide it in the burrito of a joke. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where some people just go, damn, that burrito was good. But then other people go, bro, did you see the ingredients in that thing, bro? Did you taste that? Did you taste that thing? He put quinoa in that shit.
Was that carne asada?
Exactly. You keep saying like that, dude. That's so awesome. Your family must be so Mexican, dude. That's how, or your friends or somebody, because your Spanish has a really cool like Mexican accent. That's it's just a rhythmic thing.
The funny thing is, my grandmother used to speak Spanish to us, and my dad told her to stop.
Oh no, that thing? Fuck.
Probably, and people always go, why? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm guessing.
I know why. I know.
Let me see if I'm right. You tell me if I'm right.
Okay.
I'm guessing because he didn't want any prejudice towards us. And apparently there must have been prejudice towards Mexicans or Spanish people.
Plus, you already look light.
I regret that he made that choice.
I agree. It was an incorrect choice to make.
Because one time I'm running this car dealership. I walk in the back. All the porters are freaking Mexicans.
Of course.
And so I walk in the back and I see in Mexican writing, or Spanish, I should say, I guess.
That's fine. We get it.
Spanish writing up on the wall. And I walked up and I'm like, I don't know what it says. Right. And I said, what does that say? Put the cars away when you're done with them? And he goes, yeah, how did you know? I said, I don't fucking know how I know.
Right.
But that's probably how I knew, because growing up, she would speak Spanish, but my dad made her stop.
She didn't want you to be judged.
Wasn't she? She spoke Spanish on purpose. My dad said stop.
He didn't want you to be judged in a negative way. He wanted you to be seen the way Martin Luther King said, just by the content of who you are as a human being, knowing that the minute you speak Spanish, some people will look at you a very specific way.
Okay, well, that's all changed now.
That was a long time ago.
Now it's a benefit.
Oh, God, it's a benefit.
See? So everyone who's speaking Latino.
Anybody, like, if you speak Spanish, do not take Spanish in high school. You already know Spanish, you lazy fuck. Take another language and be trilingual so that you can get somebody else. So that instead of just going the French guy, the guy, you could, whatever language you want to pick, you want to go en français. Oh, je parle français. J'étudie la français dans l'école. You know, and then now you connect with somebody
else. What was that?
else.
Was that real or no?
Yeah, that's French.
So you speak French too?
Mm-hmm. But
what am I saying when I say, aujourd'hui, t'as la poète avec moi, no?
Avec you?
What did I say? It just sounds French.
No, avec moi is with me. La table is the table.
Aujourd'hui, avec moi, t'as la poète.
No, I don't know what you're saying in the middle there. It doesn't sound right.
Aujourd'hui avec moi.
That aujourd'hui doesn't sound right.
Aujourd'hui, that's like today with me.
It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like
French people verify.
It doesn't sound
aujourd'hui
right.
Avec moi. And then what I made up was t'as la poète. That sounds French, doesn't it?
Yes, it does sound French, and you have the accent right. But like is not. Man, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's halfway there. But
all that you have to do to sound French is ask questions either oui or no. Like, where are we going? No?
In English, yes.
Are we leaving now?
Or you can say,
oui.
J'étudie dans l'école, je parle un peu, mais oui, j'oubliais un peu. So I speak French.
How many languages do you speak?
I learned a little. I messed up a little.
How many languages you speak?
If you give me 2 weeks to get refreshed, I can do Italian, French, Portuguese, English, and Spanish.
So you're a lucky man.
And then if I go to Honduras, I can speak some Miskito and some Garifuna, which Garifuna is where all the black people live, and the Miskitos are all the Indians, like the indigenous.
Where's Honduras?
Honduras is right in the middle of Central America. So there's 5
How
countries.
far are you from Belize?
Belize is literally right up. And Belize used to be Honduras back in the day.
What about Costa Rica? How close are you to
Costa Rica is 2 countries down. So there's Nicaragua, then Costa Rica.
Why don't you guys just pop down to Costa Rica and call yourself Costa Ricans?
Isn't
Honduras where like the gorillas and the freaking, gorilla? Like
no, that was El Salvador.
Oh, El Salvador.
Honduras was where they trained. So we trained Hondurans. We Americans trained people in Honduras to fight the Sandinistas, which was when, during the 80s when it got communist in Nicaragua. So then they fought that. And then during the 80s, they trained people to go to El Salvador during that revolution.
Well, what's it like?
So my country was the staging force and still is for America to send troops to help out.
But us gringos,
yeah.
When we hear about,
you're one of us, bro. Stop looking at your skin, Jaramillo. You're one of us.
When they say uno de nosotros. when they say let's go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Or let's go to Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody says let's go to Honduras.
Yeah, they do.
Who?
They just don't know.
Who?
Okay, so if anybody's ever been to an island, a really beautiful island in the Caribbean, it's called
like nobody says, hey, let's go visit Iraq.
It's called
beautiful
Roatan.
This time of year.
I agree, but Roatan, it's actually a stop. I don't know how many times a week for boats that go. So the boats that go in the Caribbean, they stop there. It's an island where they speak English. They speak English like a pidgin English. So you get there and they talk like this, man, but it's a Honduran island. Most people don't know that they've been to Honduras when they've been there.
What's it known for, Honduras?
I don't think anything, man. Like Zacapata? I can't even do jokes about Honduras.
What about
no Zapata? He's Mexican. Zapata's Mexican. Pancho Villa's Mexican. Santana's Mexican. No, nobody even knows, dude. Our hero was a guy named El Indio Lempira, a Native American, Central American. So that's our hero. Nobody knows about Honduras. That's one thing that sucks about being Honduran. That I can't go up there and talk about it. I can talk about how I grew up there and the things that happened and make that funny. But I can't just be like, I'm from Honduras, and people go, oh yeah. They all go, what the fuck is that like? What is that like? There's no comedic value to getting there because it doesn't hit anything. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But if you told me you were Puerto Rican, how would I know?
Yeah, but at least if I told you I was Puerto Rican, there's an image in your mind of a big ass and
what was
Jennifer
your dad,
Lopez.
Honduran?
Yeah.
And your mom was Mexican?
Mm-hmm.
Which makes you Spanish.
Which makes me
an Indian.
Hundexican.
Right.
Actually, yeah, I even have family I just found out through my ancestral heritage that came from Jamaica. Oh, actually, the president of Jamaica right now is like a 5th, 4th or something like that cousin, but we're related.
Right on.
Yeah, I know, dude.
So, you're in Vegas performing at the South Point.
Mm-hmm.
What, you got a website? carlosmencia.com.
No, but everything right now is everything is Carlos Mencia except for well, I don't have it yet, but I'm gonna get on TikTok. I just got to get a phone because TikTok as an app is unbelievably intrusive. That like it takes everything out of your phone, and I can't have that with my phone. I just can't give that information to anybody.
All right, let me.
But I'm gonna get a phone.
Okay, there you go.
I'm just gonna buy a phone. I'm gonna get a phone that's in itself. I'm not gonna put shit on it, and then it's gonna be mine.
See how easy that is?
Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna do it. I'm getting into it.
See, you're almost like habitually wanting to explain.
I told you. This is what I do.
Dude, you got.
I'm a hugely analytical person. You don't understand. Listen, if you and I just wanted to have a conversation, we could talk for hours. Dude,
one time someone told me, dude, TikTok, I can't believe you have that app. I said, why? He said, because it's owned by the Chinese.
Well, then I don't care about it.
And I'm like, and? He goes, dude, they can take everything out of your phone. And I said, and?
Yeah.
What the fuck do I care if the Chinese are following me?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't always do stuff on my phone that I want people to know about.
Well, see, there's the difference. I
Yeah.
I am an angel.
I don't want you to know what I masturbate to. I'm sorry, bro.
I am an angel.
That's my thing. That is my thing.
How do you say it? Angel.
Yo soy un ángel.
I'm angel.
Say it like this. Yo soy un ángel.
Yo sono
Soy un ángel. Like there's an H. Ángel.
Ángel.
There it is. Soy un ángel.
Soy yo?
Ángel.
Ángel.
There it is.
Soy yo ángel.
I don't believe
I'm saying
it.
I'm
Not for a second. I don't believe it for a second.
Hey, that means I'm an angel?
Yes.
I'm going to use that.
I do not believe it for a second.
I'm going to use that on my next speech.
But I'm being real. I'm not an angel.
Sometimes I speak for Albert down there at Driven.
Yeah.
Not sometimes, every time.
Okay.
So I walked out usually and I say, ¿Dónde está mi gente?
Me.
Yeah.
Say me like me.
What?
Me is like M-I.
What did I
but
say?
It's pronounced it me.
I said me?
Yeah, it's like an M-I.
¿Dónde está mi gente?
Gente. Yeah. Perfect.
So I said that. Now I'm going to say,
Yo soy un ángel. Or just say soy un ángel. Soy
un ángel.
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 There it is.
But I am, dude. I'm an ángel.
There you go, bro. I don't believe that for a second,
100%.
bro. Do not believe it for a second.
100%.
Do not believe it for a second. Nobody is.
I don't do anything that I wouldn't do in public.
Oh, I agree. I just don't want people to have access to it. That's all. Plus, I know
you said who you whack off to. Who gives a fuck who you whack off to?
But like, if you and I exchange numbers, I don't want that shit to be sold on the internet because I was, not looking out. I don't want that. I don't want you to get phone calls because
I got TikTok, so you better not give me your phone number because I got TikTok.
There you go. It's already gonna know, but it'll know my. I don't care if it knows my number. I just don't want my shit to put your stuff out there too. I know some people that I don't want.
Well, dude, just get a new phone like you named it.
Yeah,
but
that's
get
what
on whatever you do, get on TikTok because it's very viral.
Yeah. I want to put out some stuff. Don't worry.
I've got 1.8, almost 1.9 million followers on TikTok.
Jesus, bro, that's good.
Yeah, like fuck. Yeah. I'm wondering, like, dude, am I like a celebrity or something?
Pretty much. Right now you are. Yeah.
I'm an angel.
You're an angel, bro. You're an angel.
Dude, I'm a influential angel.
Yo te dije, you're an influencer. Tú eres un influencer. Te dije. Yeah, you are.
And
I'm getting it. Like I said, I just needed to not want to have to react like this before. And now I'm like, yeah, bring it on. I want to do it like today. Dude, he'll tell you. When was the last time you got the phone and I told you to do Instagram Live? When was the last time we did that? And you've known me for how many years?
Has it been live the whole time? Go listen to Dropping Bombs,
there
kids.
You go. Listen to Dropping Bombs. Never done this before. Just like I said.
You got to start.
Well, I had to get rid of my armor.
Good. You already did that. Let's go.
allow all of it to come in.
Now, my last question.
All of it.
I always ask people right before we shut her down, how can the Bomb Squad help you? We're a bunch of helpful motherfuckers.
You know what, Bomb Squad? If you can't come and see me perform live, which is both of helps because I help you laugh, release endorphins, process information differently. Outside of that, though, yeah, look out for the stuff that I do on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook, on my
subscribe.
Instagram. Well, you know what? Don't even subscribe. Go check out the content, see what I'm putting out, and if you find it worthy, please subscribe. I want to know that I entertain you or that I bring something to your life, and I don't want you to just go and commit to it. Check it out first. Test the waters. See what it is. But give me a chance. Give me a chance to affect you because I can do it and I can do it well and I can make you a better person and I am making the world a better place.
That's nice. See that? That's from the Mind of Mencia, folks. You heard it here at Dropping Bombs, folks. Take these lessons, apply them in your life. Go follow this dude, Carlos Mencía, everywhere, carlosmencia.com. And until next time, keep it real.
Dropping Bombs with the real Bradley. Subscribe now.